at Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm speaking with the co-owner, Dave Aldrich. Dave, can you start off by telling us how this reindeer farm got started?
Well, we started about 25 years ago raising different types of animals, mostly exotic deer. There were Japanese deer and European deer, just as a hobby more or less. We had horses and goats and a lot of birds and things like that. We got some reindeer from a guy that brought them down from Alaska. So we grabbed a couple of those, we started raising them, and once we figured out what reindeer were all about, we kind of got rid of everything else and just concentrated on reindeer. They're a lot of fun. They're an intelligent animal. You can teach them somewhat like a horse, so they have a brain that kind of functions like a horse, so they can be taught things like that. It makes them a lot of fun. And pretty soon we started getting requests to take the reindeer on the road to schools or maybe a parade in the local town or things like that. And it kind of developed from there, and it's kind of turned into a real business.
Yeah, I mean, you have quite a few reindeer here, and they're so docile and so nice and friendly that they're just awesome creatures. So what does it take to care for these guys?
Well, most people, first of all, they don't think a reindeer is a real animal. They think it's just a storybook thing that was invented for Santa Claus. But of course, they do come from Lapland. They are a real animal. We've taken them out of their native lands over the centuries, brought them down to lower climates. So there's a little bit of difference in raising them here than maybe in Finland or Norway or even Alaska. They do have little different issues with parasites because we have, of course, different parasites here. The ground's not froze like it is in the tundra. So that's one of the things that we have to work on, is constantly monitoring for different parasite issues. It's not a real problem. It's no different than taking care of horses or cows, but it is something a little different in the deer industry.
So you just have to make sure that they are pretty much healthy and happy because they're not in Norway or they're not in these really super cold, even though it's very cold here in Michigan. It's just not the same for these guys. And so they just need a little extra, right?
Right. Of course, we have the hot summers here. Now, they do shed out all their hair naturally. Even in the Arctic, it gets up quite warm, so it triggers the hair falling out. So they shed out all their hair in the springtime, so they're cool in the summer. But we do have some specialized veterinary care here in Michigan. Number one, we have Dr. Brenda, who's our main vet here. And then, of course, we use Michigan State University. They've got quite a knowledge there about exotic animals, so they help us out when we need some help.
So it sounds like you really take care of these guys and you really care for them, and you want to make sure that they're nice and happy and healthy.
Yeah, it's not. They're not just. It's not just a business for us. They've become family over the years. We've had over 100 of them born here. We get attached to each and every one. They travel with us. They do public events all over Michigan. We've done things like movies and commercials, TV spots. They're quite active. This year we'll do 130 events on the road with our reindeer. So it's all part of our lifestyle here.
Yeah, and they're just awesome creatures and so nice. So we have this male here, and he doesn't have one of his antlers. So can you tell us about that?
Sure. This is a young reindeer. He's only 8 months old now. His name is Prince. He was named after the entertainer Prince because he was born about the same time as Prince passed. So we kind of named him after Prince in honor. He's lost one of his antlers just yesterday, as a matter of fact. This time of year, the male reindeer lose their antlers, whereas the female reindeer will keep their antlers till spring, generally about the time they have their calves born. And he lost his first one yesterday. We kind of hope they keep them till Christmas for the public to see, but that doesn't always happen. So he lost one, and the other one may come off this week, or he may keep it for another 2-3 weeks yet.
So are their antlers going to get a little bit bigger then when they start to get older?
These are his baby antlers. They start growing when they're about a week old. Now eventually he'll be about 350 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And his antlers can weigh up to 30-40 pounds. He can have as many as 50 points on his antlers. He'll be a big boy. The antlers can be 4 foot tall, 4 foot wide. So they grow some very large antlers for reindeer. And both the males and the females have the antlers.
Wow, that I didn't know they got that big. I mean, 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide and 40 pounds.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I couldn't imagine having that much weight on my head.
They are very powerful animals, very strong. We can actually harness up a couple of reindeer and they can pull a pickup truck. We used to pull Santa in parades years ago. We don't do much of that anymore. We keep a couple that are trained to harness in case we get an opportunity to use them for some commercial work, but
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for telling us all about this.
you're welcome.
In Clare at Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm with My News 26, I'm Marlaina Scarbrough.